Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So I want to show you guys the adoption of Bitcoin. And it starts with El Salvador. Because El Salvador, their president just declared via like Zoom meeting that he is going to try to make Bitcoin legal tender. And that's a big deal. They will become the very first country, if approved, to actually just accept Bitcoin for day-to-day transactions everywhere. It really just becomes money, and I'm going to tell you why he wants to do this. But I also have something else to show you, that a lot of other countries that have problems with inflation, with devaluation of their fiat, also with the general population just not having a bank account, much like El Salvador. And Bitcoin usage in those countries are skyrocketing. And let me show you what I'm talking about. So, thanks for tuning in. As always, smash on the like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams every day, 11:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit the like, follow me, hit the notification bell, and also check me out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. All right, guys. Tonight, I got something new to show you guys. And I know earlier today, again, I saw people say, George, where are you? We need you. You know, Bitcoin is falling like it's, the sky is falling. But you know what? I showed you guys this pennant before. If you zoom in a little bit, you see that it did break through, but then it's crawling back. Whether or not it has anything to do with this El Salvador or just Bitcoin is doing its thing, we don't know, right? Bitcoin is still kind of like in that rut right now. But you know what? This is not time to be panicking, in my opinion. There's a lot of fear, a lot of FUD. I've been saying that. You guys should take a shot every time I say FUD. That'll be pretty fun. But there's a lot, and especially when it's just unknown. Even when things are going sideways. I'm seeing it even in my Discord group right now. As I'm streaming, I'm watching them. Half the members are arguing that what we're seeing is predicted and natural based on TA, and half the members say that's BS. It's all because of Elon. It's, even when things are going sideways, there's a lot of disagreements of what's right, what's wrong. How should we approach the market? Where is it going? What is going on, right? So really, no one really knows. The only thing certain is this, that adoption is growing, the attention is growing, institutions and others are still interested in Bitcoin, and now we have countries, whole entire countries, that is trying to come aboard. That is a very, very positive thing. I don't care if it's El Salvador, even though they may be a smaller country. It doesn't matter. This is the start of something that we have never seen before, right? So 2021 for Bitcoin is very different in positive ways compared to 2020, 2017, 2013, and all the years before it, right? So what I look at, the fundamentals, look at Bitcoin adoption, usage, and just global attention, it just keeps increasing despite the fact you have Elon and others that's causing FUD, right? So don't panic, stay the course. You can speculate all you want, whether or not it's going to go up or down, but in my opinion, when the supply decreases and the demand increases, it may take some time, but the price is going to go like this, okay? That's how I see it. So with that said, with Bitcoin being at $36,000, so what happened today? I mean, the big news, of course, we still had the conference. I didn't hear much else about the conference. I know there's a few videos that kind of wraps up what was discussed. But I think the big thing that everyone is talking about is this. El Salvador and their president, Nayib Bukele, is going to try, he's going to send to Congress this new law that will make Bitcoin a legal tender within the country. And if approved, this will be the first country in history to make Bitcoin legal tender. Rashid, thank you for that super chat. We will know in the next 2 days. The Crypto Badger. All right. How good is B21? I don't know what B21 is, Os. Oh, Bitcoin 21? Okay. That's what you meant. Bitcoin 2021? All right. So why does the president want to do this? Well, they're not going to do this alone. They're going to do it with a partnership with a company called Strike, which is a digital wallet company. So if approved, and I'm guessing that citizens will have to download Strike onto their phones and utilize it as legal tender, right? But why does he want to do this? Well, according to this article, El Salvador is largely cash economy, and much of the world is still cash economy, meaning that most of the citizens do not have a bank account, which is why you have a lot of crypto companies, especially the ones in remittance services, that are targeting these users and countries, because without a bank account, it's very hard. It's very hard to do a lot of things that we take for granted. A lot of the bills that we pay, or credit cards, or basically, any kind of, or debit card, or any kind of loans. I mean, they all come from banks or some kind of a bank account, right? So a lot of that stuff goes away. And then also little things like, I shouldn't say little, but remittance services, sending money, receiving money, just withdrawing money, all that stuff, the things that we just take for granted, we just don't even think about. Many citizens around the world do not have access to this. So El Salvador is one of them, where 70% of the people, 70% of the population do not have bank accounts or credit cards. 70%. So this is one of the reasons why the president of El Salvador wants to introduce Bitcoin as a legal tender and utilize Strike, so that people can utilize their mobile phones and actually utilize their mobile wallet or digital wallet as a bank account, right? This is why Bitcoin and crypto is so powerful, that you can become your own bank. You don't need to have real banks. You could literally do everything from your phone, especially with crypto, because you could actually store and secure your own money and utilize it anytime you want. You can send it to anyone in the country, you can send anyone in the world, and you could pay bills, and you could pretty much do anything with it. So that's why that's one of the big use cases for Bitcoin and crypto. What was that? MTF Hi-Fi. Peter, I have looked at that project before. It's an old project. I wasn't very thrilled with it, but I could take a look again in Q&A. All right, so that's one reason. Another reason is because of inflation, uncertainty with the currency. You guys know this. Bitcoin technically isn't backed by any asset, nor is fiat these days. Fiat is not backed by anything, but it does have full faith and backing of people around the world, not just any centralized entity, not a government, not a country, but it's backed by the faith of millions upon millions of people around the world. And of course, we know Bitcoin is scarce, right? And it's only going to get more scarce since there's only going to be 21 million. So as more and more people or countries want a piece, it's going to go up in value, right? So this is a big thing. Obviously, it's not set in stone yet. Congress, he has to convince his Congress to adapt this, but it could be adapted, right? So if they become the world's first country to adapt Bitcoin as legal tender, who knows who else will follow? So let me show you something else that's really interesting. Now, a lot of you guys have heard of Argentina, right? Argentina also, their central bank have started to buy Bitcoin and so forth, and I believe they're into Dash as well, because Argentina suffers hyperinflation. But here's the thing. Oh, I missed something here. Still packing for Cali and binge watching Kabul. No, Bukel. Bukel is his last name. Thank you for watching. Based on fundamental, El Salvador embracing. I mean, whenever you have a country embracing Bitcoin, that is huge, huge. All right. So besides Argentina, right, there is something that I used to show. And that is if you look at CoinDance, which is another site, I totally forgot about this site until I saw this article. CoinDance measures a lot of statistics, and one of the things it can measure is volume of local Bitcoins. Local Bitcoin is like a P2P exchange, basically, for people to be able to buy and sell Bitcoins directly to each other. And local Bitcoins exist on in many, many, many countries. Okay, so this is a global volume. But what's interesting is, despite the fact that Bitcoin's price has come down significantly, you look at the volume in certain countries, the ones that are unbanked, the ones that have inflation issues or hyperinflation issues, you'll notice that the Bitcoin volume is going higher. And in some cases, some of these countries, Bitcoin is sold with a huge premium because there's just not enough to go around and so many people want it. So if you look at the global scale, it's actually down a little bit from its peak, right? But look at some of these, like Argentina, right, had a huge spike recently. It came down a little bit, but take a look at some of these other countries, like Brazil, for example. Brazil, you could see the volume has been increasing. And it's not just Brazil. You have many other countries that's simply exploding. Someone like China is now, but look at Chile. Chile is also exploding in volume. Colombia is exploding in volume. Czech Republic to some extent. Dominican Republic, look at it. Egypt, right? Look at the volume. Despite the fact that Bitcoin's price is down, volume is still increasing. Because in these parts of the world, these countries, there's a lot of need for people to just get away from their currency. And there's not any easy way to do that. The best and quickest way, and you could argue the best way, is to get into Bitcoin. So India has a volume spike too, right? And you look at some of these, Kazakhstan has a spike over here. Kenya have exploded. Again, a country that doesn't have a whole lot of bank accounts or credit cards, right? Mexico, surprised by that. Mexico shooting up. Morocco, is that it? Peru, a lot of South American countries. Poland, Russia, well, it's still, yeah. South Africa, big spike. And then was it Tanzania, right? Is that how you say it? And then going down the list, whoa, Venezuela. Look at Venezuela. Venezuela just shot up to the moon, right? So kind of shows you that, yeah, you know what? A lot of us, we only pay attention to what's going on in the spot exchanges. The price is dictated by the spot exchanges, which is Coinbase and Binance's of the world. But I've always said this. Vast majority of Bitcoin out there is not moved, held in wallets that haven't moved in like a decade, and also OTC trades, which are the trades that's between large whales. And you could argue all trades with local Bitcoins is also OTC because it's simply one person trading to the next. And when you're living in one of these countries where it is very, very, very difficult to get Bitcoin and that the inflation rate is extremely high, Bitcoin is high demand. That's why in certain areas, you look at Bitcoin, they're being sold for 100%, 200% more than what the spot exchanges say, because there's really no other choice if you want to buy it, right? So a lot of us are panicking over the price in terms of what the spot exchanges are saying. Yes, I get that. But if you actually pay attention, especially if you live in one of these other countries, you'll realize that Bitcoin is a safe haven. This is what I've been talking about. It's a safe haven. It's a hedge against inflation. And those of us living in a first world country like the US or UK or anywhere else, we may not feel it. But these other countries and their other citizens, they do. They do, right? And that is why so many are jumping into Bitcoin, right? Even in the US and other countries, the top dogs, the economists, the billionaires, right? They all know what's coming. They're afraid of inflation. And what are they doing? They're stocking up on Bitcoin. So that is What I'm concentrating on, this is part of the fundamentals that I keep talking about, right? But I think this is a pretty good graph. I mean, these are pretty good graphs to kind of show you what's going on in some of these other countries, and quite fascinating. At least I think so. At least I think so. The only other news that exists that came out today is Square is investing $5 million to build a solar power Bitcoin mining facility with Blockstream. I don't know how effective that is going to be, but they're going to try. I'm guessing this is just like a test bed to see how it is. And if this works, then this could be implemented in a much bigger way, right? So we'll see. We'll see. All right. Other than that, I mean, the overall market cap is down slightly from this morning. I believe this morning we're back up to about 1.7 trillion, now down a little bit, mostly because Bitcoin came down a little bit. But you know what? Overall, it's not too bad. And I know there's a lot of fear, a lot of doubt right now, right? But stay the course. Stay the course and concentrate on the bigger picture and the fundamentals. All right, let's do very, very quick Q&A, and then I gotta head out. I did show that anonymous video. I did see it, and then I did show it this morning. So yeah, we'll see what happens. If they're for real, they're gonna go after Elon. I don't know, but a lot of people are pissed off by his shenanigans, and he continues to do more and more and more. I don't know. Dave, is Bitcoin's market advantage simply that was first? Is there a chance it gets replaced by Cardano? No, because all Cardano and everything else is not meant to be a store of value where Bitcoin is. First mover is a big thing, but also the limited supply and how much people that actually hold it. And you know what? All those things combined makes a big deal. Cardano was not programmed to destroy Bitcoin. It's programmed to destroy Ethereum. So don't confuse the altcoins with Bitcoin because they really serve different purposes. BTC transfer, 30 USD, El Salvador minimum wage. That wallet they're working with needs to be a centralized thing. No, they talked about you could definitely utilize a layer 2 like Lightning Network and get that fee down. And the fee is not always $30. It's only during congestion times. And right now it's not very congested. But you could definitely get it down with the Lightning Network. Russia dumps $1. What are your thoughts? I saw that. I was trying to correlate. If they said they were going to dump $1 to buy Bitcoin, then obviously very big for Bitcoin. I don't know, what they're doing. When they say they dumped $1, are they just selling the U.S. bonds that they have? And what are they replacing it with, right? There's not a whole lot of details about that. So we'll just have to see. But obviously right now, China is coming out digital yuan. They're trying to replace the USD with that. Russia and everyone else, right? They're kind of sick of the USD dominating the world's currency, I guess. So that's why everyone is rushing to come out with their own digital currency. Whether or not they will be successful, don't know. Thanks for super chat acknowledgement. Hi-Fi team, I have small bag. Mainframe have been around for quite some time. So moving to Hi-Fi, I'm not sure this helps them because they were not into DeFi before. Now they are. So I don't know if I like that. But it just seems like they are a lending protocol now that you could borrow against your own crypto. A lot of plays, a lot of the same kind of plays. But yeah, I don't know if I like the fact that they just branded into something different. So, all right, last few questions. I panic sold a week ago, but watching live stream and regained confidence, learned from my mistake. Florida State, Chris. No need for the kiss. I know you love me. All Georges love each other. So, are we bottoming this Pride Month? You know what? We'll see. Yeah. We'll see what happens to Tesla on Monday. Nick, okay. What else is there? What do you think about VolSwap? Yeah, I looked at it before. I don't know about this boxing match. I have no idea what you're talking about. Potcoin is smoking. Potcoin was an old cannabis play. I don't know why. I don't know why they haven't really done much. Nervos Network probably went up because they partner up with Cardano. They have a bridge going with them. So it's better for Nervos than Cardano. That's for sure. Ben Cower. I don't know who Ben Cower is. I might look him up later. All right. That is pretty much it. Coinbase's Doge sweepstakes. I talked about that. You know, Coinbase is really, really, really trying to push Doge hard. And so is you know who, right? So I don't even think Dogecoin people like it. I don't know what's going on. Karma Coin, they gave away a Nissan GTR 30 minutes ago. How do you feel about charity coins? I hate charity tokens. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news. There's no charity projects out there that was created because the founders really care about saving the world. It's because they want to create a token. And right now, the hottest thing is to create a meme token. But how do you separate yourself from other meme tokens? Well, you say, well, you're going to donate to charity too. And you have everyone from saving the whales to apes to dogs to dogs in the moon to feeding hunger to feeding hungry dogs. I mean, you literally have every single charity. Like, for example, I don't know about Karma. People kept asking me about Feed. Feed. Feed is going to donate so much to charity. You know what? I looked at their supply. Only 5% of the token supply is going to charity. 95% is not, right? So these guys are just layering in charity to make themselves look good, but they're not really about saving anything other than lining their pockets with your money. So get away from charity tokens. All right, that is it. Thanks for tuning in. As always, smash a like, subscribe to the channel. Bitcoin is hovering, it's trying to come back up. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow is Sunday, but overall this whole weekend, last week, volume has been low. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. But obviously El Salvador becoming the first country in the world to adopt Bitcoin as a legal tender, that's pretty big news. All right, that's it, guys.